sorry to cut you off, yo. But on the line right now, we have 1/4 of the most legendary group that I've known because there's no groups around anymore. Hot Boy Turk is on the line, everybody.
Yes.
Turk, how you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm cooling.
That's what's up. We appreciate your time tonight. I want to jump automatically right into it. Now, first of all, thank you, sir, because we are a fairly new show, and the love that we seem to be getting from, I mean, I'm gonna give it to you because everybody that called, we say it to them. Some people take it the other way, like a legend. Like that's on you permanently now as far as hip hop. Like you are a legend. You're a young legend, but you are a legend. You know, you are a part of a legendary group that made a definite impact on hip hop as a whole. So how do you feel? We asked everybody when they call because we talked to Chuck Creekma from the founder of All Hip Hop. We talked to him. We talked to Positive K, and we also talked to General Steele from Boot Camp, and asked them all the same question. How do you feel when people, address you as a legend?
Man, I'm very humble, just to be a part of history, man, that don't forever be around. It's an honor, it's a blessing, man, for people to even say it, you know what I'm saying? Because I never felt it. So when they say it, man, it's like, wow.
So, as far as the group goes, because I know you have to there are no groups in hip hop anymore. I believe the last official group in hip hop was Boys in the Hood. That was Jeezy and Jody Breeze and them. I don't remember any groups in hip hop since them.
Yeah.
Why do you feel today just the whole group aspect, is just irrelevant now almost?
Man, because it's just like when it's a trend, people follow it, you know what I'm saying? And nowadays, everybody, it's so easy for a person to come and break through. So, nobody want to be in no group no more, man. And you got to rephrase that because they do have the Migos. The Migos.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Migos.
They sitting around and they doing their thing, man. And I think it's no group that's doing it like the Migos. From the outside looking in, it seems like they all get along. It seems like they all getting money. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they all happy, man. I know Offset, you know what I'm saying? I've seen them come a long way. So, man, my hat goes off to the Migos, man, because being in a group, man, that's a lot of egos you deal with. And we dealt with 4 of them, you know what I'm saying, including, the other 2. So I understand, being in a group, man, it ain't easy. You know what I'm talking about?
And, in the group that you were a part of, all of you guys, and I've heard you say that you really didn't feel like you were an actual, a strong rapper, artist. When you were surrounded by, BG, Wayne, and Juvie, you felt like, you were just kind of, learning as the process went along.
Yeah, I actually was, man. I was in school, man. I was training. They had been doing it. I was like a real rookie when I came into it, you know what I'm saying? And being around them, you had to be great because they challenged you too, you know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for my chance of being around them, when I was, I don't think I'd be as great how I am now, you know what I'm saying? I found who I really am, you know what I'm saying, by being a part of that group and going through life and doing the things that I did through life, you know what I'm saying? Now I tell my side of the story, and it all makes sense why I went through the things I went through.
So now I know because when I first, of course, I'm 35, 36. So, I came up on the Hot Boys, Cash Money, when all that broke off. And I remember, I believe it was the Guerrilla Warfare album where you all did solo tracks and you had About Whatever on it.
Yeah.
Man, shit, when I heard that, I said, ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me Turk ain't the man when it comes to the Hot Boys, because even still to this day, About Whatever is one of the best, solo hip-hop records I've heard.
Yeah, man.
That song is dope.
That song right there, man, it surprised me that a lot of people on the West Coast was feeling that record. I say, man, I used to be writing and doing stuff, man, and telling my story, man, and I never knew, the records that I be on had such of an impact on people, that I Need a Hot Girl, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know that record would still be around and be a classic to this day. I just was doing what I was doing, and I had one of the classic verses. You know what I'm saying? On a lot of songs that people probably thought wasn't me, and it was me. You know what I'm saying? And just to be a part of it, man, I'm very humble. You know what I'm talking about?
No doubt. So all right, well let's rewind it back then. So you came along, Cash Money. Um, that time did it go as fast on the inside as it seemed like it did kind of on the outside looking in?
Nah, man. People ain't. It's just like today. People don't see the grind. They don't see it. Back then they really ain't see it because there wasn't no social media like it is. You could get a better outlook right now because of the social media. But man, we used to jump out of regular cars, man, pass out CDs, go drop CDs at the mom and pop stores. Peaches Records in New Orleans. We'll go there, man, giving thousands of CDs to all the stores around the Louisiana markets. Running back and forth on the highway from Louisiana to Texas. In and out the studio, like really, really grinding. The same way how people pass out their mixtapes, we just was giving out real albums. We wasn't doing mixtapes back then, and passing out T-shirts, like marketing and promoting ourselves, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do it so well today, because that's where I come from, and I know where it will take you if you stay with it.
So, you got something? I'm sorry.
I got a question. If do you think you could do what you did then today? Like, is the industry easier today or harder today to get into, to be what you were back then? Like, if you had to start all over today, could you be the same hot boys that y'all were back then, or is it easier or harder to get into the industry now?
I don't think. Man, if it's for you to blow, can't nobody take that away. Like, that's something that you can't do. Only thing you could do is just work, and if you blow by working, it was meant for you to blow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I go about with it, man. Like, as long as you can be content to take care of your bills and take care of your family with what you're doing, man, you're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? And if it go to the next level, so be it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So now at the time when the Hot Boys were on their rise, and things were going on, that was the first time around then that you had got incarcerated. Am I correct?
What'd you say? Your phone broke up.
I'm sorry. When the Hot Boys had were taking off, you had got incarcerated at about that time when the group was still together, right?
Now, I actually got incarcerated when Juvenile had left.
After Juvie left.
In 2001, then BG left while I was locked up. I was doing 7 months in New Orleans, and I came home. Young and Thug and album had dropped, but it just was me and Wayne, and Man and Fresh and Baby. BG hadn't left, Juve hadn't left, and man, when I went through my trial and stuff in New Orleans, man, it was a lot of tough love that was shown. So when I came home, I went where BG was at. We was at Koch Records together, and the group really broke up. Like, man, we was doing it from 95, you know what I'm saying, and got signed to Universal in like 99, and we had like a 2-year run with that, you know what I'm saying. 2001 it broke up, and shit, everything just was falling apart, man.
So how did we get to Young and Thuggin' Enterprise? What's that about?
Young and Thuggin' Empire, it basically was concept that I thought about when I was in prison. I was trying to figure out a way how can I stay out there. And at the time, my girl was rapping, so I said, man, you know what? I need to start a label, so I started it from prison, and I came up with Young and Thuggin', which was my first solo album, Cash Money. That was the last album that the world really knew me from, and I wanted to keep that going so they could remember. I didn't know if I was gonna do time and don't get out in 22 years, or if I was gonna get out, I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? I just had a vision that, man, look, I got to get back out to it, and I'm going to keep on working as if I was out, and when I came home, man, people probably think I just started doing it when I got out. I was doing it when I was in, you know what I'm saying? I had a plan, and I'm walking out my vision as we speak to this day, and I'm branding it, and I'm not just saying it. YNT is an empire. It ain't just music, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff going on outside of music, you know what I'm saying? Everything entertaining, though.
That's what's up.
All right, now take us back to another song. Bankroll Fresh, rest in peace. He did the Hot Boys remix. Now, how did that come about and you guys linking up with him? Because I thought that was dope, especially the fact that even though, BG was missing, but the fact that all y'all can get on there and he was a newer artist, paying homage to you guys, like, that record was just a dope record. Can you let us know how that came about?
Yeah, just that, man. Bankroll Fresh had reached out to me first. And I ain't know who he was, but I liked the record, you know what I'm saying? And then I started peeping him out. I'm like, damn, man, this nigga remind me of me. You know what I'm saying? Skinny with the hat to the back, the fitted hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just reminded me of myself, and we actually exchanged numbers, man, and we just went to hitting each other, being on the phone with each other, man, and he used to be a lot of motivation, man, just reminded me of the Hot Boy shit. He really brought that Hot Boy shit back and made me really want to start pushing it. Even though I was pushing it when I came home, I ain't never got off no Hot Boy shit, but we was able to connect just on that alone because he paid homage and it was respectful of him, you know what I'm saying, to pay homage and not just try to steal or take something that was already done. Like, he really, really was a fan of the Hot Boy, and he looked up to me as a big brother, you know what I'm saying? I looked at him as a little brother. And shit, to make a long story short, I wound up doing a remix. Juve jumped on it. Wayne actually did 2 verses, and me and Bankroll actually got one of Wayne's verses and put it on the song. And I actually got Wayne to co-sign it, and it became an official remix. You know what I'm saying? And we was gonna shoot the video and everything for it. We were working on that, but unfortunately, Bankroll, God called him home. But that record, man, to this day is like a classic. You know what I'm talking about? Even though BG wasn't on it, we still represented for him.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
All right, Nag, do you see yourself maybe get back with any of the other members, putting some songs out now?
I mean, if it's God's will, we'll do that, man. We just had a Hot Boy reunion in New Orleans for All-Star Weekend. We be doing things here and there, but everybody got their own situation. Everybody, grown up now, man, got their own movement and shit. When time present itself, man, I'm there. I got love for my brothers to this day, even though we all had our situations, you know what I'm saying, that fell out, but all families fall out and have problems, and shit, you got to stay out family business though.
So when you first came home, it was well, not when you first came home, but some years later, of course, Cash Money was going through their things. Like, of course, like many rosters in in industry today, like the rosters are totally different. Only people that are still there are the top dogs. But you had problems that we heard Rick Ross recently address in a song on his new album, Rather You Than Me. Did that song bring, do you feel justification to what you have been saying, even though anybody that pays attention could see, obviously, what you were saying was true? As far as just getting straight?
Rick Ross can't speak for me. Rick Ross can't speculate about nothing that happened with Turk, you know what I'm saying? Because, my situation now, I went dealt with my situation. Me and Birdman sat down and we ironed our situation out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to know what we did and how we did it. Just know that we did it, you know what I'm saying? So when I heard Rick Ross speak on that, you know what I'm saying, the song and everything was cool, but I feel like grown men got to stay out of other grown men business, man. And if another grown man have a problem or issue with any other grown man, they got to deal with that. If they don't deal with that, they ain't no man. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I don't need nobody, can't nobody. My mama can't speak up for me. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that was I didn't took it as how everybody else took it. Everybody else took it like, oh man, you didn't see that. Nah, I took it like, I'm not your son, man. You don't have to speak up for me. And when I came home from the penitentiary, it being real, niggas be pointing fingers at other niggas saying what other niggas not doing, but I'm one of the realest niggas in the game. In the whole industry, man. When I came home, I expected a nigga to live up to lend a helping hand. I ain't expect to be getting it from the mud as I was a new artist. You know what I'm saying? I ain't expect that. But that's the way my cards was dealt, and I ain't crying about that. I just like I did my time by myself and came up out of that. shit, I grind this shit from the mud and shit. I'm doing this interview with y'all now. You know, I'm grinding. I'm working. You know what I'm saying? So, to make a long story short on that, man, you know, I ain't even really think nothing of the song because can't no man speak for Turk. Period. You know what I'm saying? Can't no man speak for me at all. You know, and it ain't nobody business how I dealt with my situation. I dealt with it until satisfaction where I was satisfied. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have no problem with no nigga in the industry, but niggas can't speak for Turk.
So what do you feel like, you know, because just like how you came home, and it's just, I think it all revolves around, like, there's no respect for, like, what came before, you know what I'm saying? Like, you all laid a path down in hip-hop that should be respected. So when BG comes home, how do you think his transition will be? Well, I know you got his back. I know you got BG.
Man, you know, shit, you know, I be right, BG good. You know, only thing I can do right now is scream free BG till you hit the streets, and I've been faithful at doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do that shit from the heart. I talked with BG mama, you know, before BG got in his little situation in prison. You know, me and him was on court link, you know, and, you know, like, man, it's just, you never know how it gonna be when he come on. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, you might have niggas that don't dick ride. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't put it on Front Street so much to where niggas ain't solid. They want solid for me. That's a sacrifice. They got to be solid for him because it can't do two. You know what I'm saying? It can't do two niggas. So it might be better for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the nigga that gonna speak about the fucked up shit that niggas be doing. You know what I'm saying? And don't bite my tongue about speaking about it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I got him. I'm up, he up. You heard me?
No doubt. So what's the future looking like for YNT? As far as, like, you know, we know you got the LeBron. I'm sorry. Hold up, LeBron. I like that joint. Like any other artists, or are you just focusing on yourself? Is your wife on the label?
Yeah. My wife, man. My wife is the label. You know what I'm saying? Imani the Made Woman. You know, like, my wife, man, she got a hella fire story. And she didn't just start rapping. She been doing it. You know what I'm saying? Just when I got in my situation, you know, everything, like, was at a standstill. You know what I'm saying? Then when I came home, it got at a standstill again. You know, and now we overcame all those standstills. It's time to make it happen, make it pop. And she's the only artist on the label. I had some young niggas on the label, but like that shit become a liability when a nigga don't understand it's a hustle, it's a grind. Can't expect nothing to be handed to you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put in work, you gotta bring something to the table. That's what it's about. It's about partnership. Niggas ain't doing no artist administration and no artist development no more. Niggas not doing that no more. Nigga, it's a partnership. And if we can't be partners and bring 50-50 to the table, fuck a 50-50, bring 100 and 100. And we can't do that. It can't work. With me and my wife, that's what we do. We bring 100 and 100. You know what I'm saying? And shit, we got each other back. So, and we both spitting that shit, real life shit. We do it for the streets, do it for the struggle.
No doubt. Right now on the line, we are talking to Hot Boy Turk.
Yes.
The man standing on his own two. Don't need nobody to say shit for him. Right, Turk? At all.
What man? See, that's separate the men from the boss.
No doubt.
I'm not gonna get into it with a nigga because a nigga I know into it with a nigga. If I don't have no problem with this man, I'm not gonna inherit no nigga beef. You know what I'm saying? And no nigga could speak for me. If I have a problem with a nigga, I'ma deal with that accordingly. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go. And I respect myself and everything around me, so I ain't gonna have them problems, man. If I have them problems, they gonna get dealt with. It's simple as that.
So do you think, like, let's take it back and say the Hot Boys today with Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and shit like that, would it be a whole nother situation? Would you think it would be better or worse?
It'd probably be worse, man, 'cause I was really doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas acting like I was really doing that shit. So I'm glad they didn't have all that camera shit, 'cause, man, motherfucker I would have been under the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? It had been like, you know, so I'm glad they didn't have that. So now I can sit back. I'm not about to show no motherfucker no million guns and nigga call the police on me and shit. I'm not about to show a nigga I'm not about to do shit that niggas be doing, and I be like, damn, them niggas straight incriminating themselves like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? See, I know the system. I ain't gonna get caught up in that shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Only way I get back in that bitch if a nigga play with my family. You know what I'm saying? My wife, my kids, my mama. You know, that's the only way I'm going back. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Anything other than that, shit, man, I don't give a fuck about it.
Well, we appreciate before, you know, I ain't trying to monopolize all your time, but I definitely want to let you know whenever you pull up into Baltimore, Maryland, shit, we love to have you come sit at the table with us so we can chop it up some more. But let us know, like, project, like, so the Hold Up LeBron and all the other singles that you dropping, is it coming out, what you doing, mixtape, we putting together an album, what's going on?
Man, you know, I just be recording, dog. Like, I just record, and like I say, that's how we used to be with Cash Money. Like, nigga don't know what they gonna do, how they gonna do it, man. Just know that when it's time, it gonna get done. I know I'm planning on dropping my last solo album, Young and Thuggin' 3. You know, my book, my documentary. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of shit, man. E-Money. You know, our album, we dropping The Real Love and Hip Hop too. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole lot of shit, man. Just outside of this shit, going to these schools and these colleges, talking and it's all about giving back too. Like, that's another thing that I do. You know, I go talk to the kids at schools, at churches, and you know, talk to the people at the drug, at the NA and AA meetings and all that shit. You know, I don't even broadcast that shit, but that's the type of shit that I want to do because I come from that. I understand that. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. So before we let you roll out of here, Turk, like I said, thank you, my brother. I definitely appreciate you giving us this time. 1,000% respect for you, your grind, everything you've been through. Like, I didn't want to really talk about, you know, why you went away. Like, we've all seen and heard that already. I really wanted to find out what's going on now. But before we let you go, can you do us a favor?
It all depends on what it is.
All we need you to do before we drop this Hold Up LeBron, we just want you to drop the intro for us so we can go ahead and play it and we can let you roll out, bro.
Whoa, what it do, man? It's the original Hot Boy, Young Turk, free BG, so you hit the streets. Hold up, LeBron. Hold up, LeBron. It's that new banger right here. You dig?
Thank you, my brother. We appreciate it. And you have a good one, bro, and we get up with you.
All right, G. Appreciate it.
Hold up.